Hello everyone. Once again, this is probably a basic video, but we're going to use our jelly plate today and make some jelly plate papers. We're going to use regular craft paint, doesn't matter which brand, any of the craft paints work, and we're going to use some basic household items. That's a lid off, well, one's a deodorant lid and one's a laundry soap lid. That's the inner spool of a roll of tape, um, packing type tape. The other two little tools there, that one is a inner spool of Scotch tape. I like it because it's got two little rings, and that's the lid off of a glue stick. Now, there's thousands, probably, items from your around your house that will work. The cap off of the top and bottom of the paint bottle. The thing you have to remember is don't use something sharp. And while last week we kind of scraped the paint off, this week we're going to actually more like stamp it off. It's a little bit different in how it functions. And I always take the tool I'm using and stamp it over on my brayer paper just simply because that sometimes leaves some very interesting marks over there. Sometimes it picks up, oops, there was a paint booger. Once in a while, craft paint gets that nastiness in it. For some reason lately, I've been getting too much paint on my jelly plate, but that's okay. Always turn your brayer upside down so it's not sticking to something. You see now that's all I'm doing is just stamping it down, making little marks. Basically, the tool picks up um, the paint. Now, it does transfer sometimes to other areas. If you pick up paint and go directly and don't stamp it off, you might get pink in your purple. And I happen to like that. So that is, I'm not worried about that. If you're worried about it, you need to clean your little tool every time you stamp somewhere. But now, if you notice the surface of the jelly plate, and I don't know why there's such a weird light mark on the jelly plate, but you notice the surface of the jelly plate? Okay, there is stuff still on there. And I'm not going to clean it off this week. Last week I cleaned it off and had clean plate for you. This is how I usually work. I usually leave it right where it's at and it will pick up in the next print, which is something I enjoy is the mixture of texture, color, shape. That particular lid came off the laundry soap, and I have used it so much that the paint has built up on the edge of it, giving me a wider ring, which I kind of like. I have another clean one in my drawer, but I tend to use this one. I, of course, love circles, but it doesn't have to be circular. You can have, you can use the edge of a box. You can all kinds of things. There's all sorts of things that you can use. I've made all kinds of different um, mark making tools. Now, I don't use these mark making tools just on the jelly plate either. I do use them for other things. Oh, that was a deodorant cap. It was one of those things up there. The blue thing is a deodorant cap, if I didn't tell you before. I really liked how this print came out. I liked that it wasn't complete. It did leave some, I took a little longer. There wasn't as much paint on the thing, so it dried a little bit. It leaves a kind of a grungy look, and I kind of like it. And you notice there, I'm twisting my tool. It just makes a different look. Now, if you let your paint get dry, you'll have more places where it doesn't adhere to the paper. So the faster you work, sometimes the better off you are. Now, see, what's happened is I cleaned off the plate, and there we go. Really shows where the green was on the plate from the last pull, and that print pulled it up. I have sped this video up. I can't work this fast. I also don't usually worry if my colors blend together. That is something I work for. You can actually make ombre effects on the plate. The very first video I did where we did the backgrounds, and I will try to remember to link to that. Right there, that the ombre effect kind of thing is not something I normally do. I did try to show you that when I was doing the basic backgrounds. What my finger showed you there, and I'll show you again when I show you the dried papers, is where I'm picking up the leftovers, where it shows that I picked up the leftovers. Anyways, here's some of the papers. That's one of the first pulls, so those are the two. No, I used the little one, Tanya. These are the tools I used. There's so many tools in my drawer. I just pulled out a few things to show you. Basically, anything that's not sharp. Now on this one, hopefully I'll point to it, but there is definitely leftovers from the other pull, from the first pull, and you can see it in the print, which I think that adds depth to my prints. So that's if those things are not what you want, you have to clean the plate each time. And that's fine. It's all in how you want to work and what you want your prints to look like. See, I like the leftover bits. I like where those pieces stayed on the plate and I picked them up the next time and they show up. To me, it makes the layering in the prints show up. Like I said, everybody works different. You can clean your plate each time. It also might be different if I wanted to use my prints for something different. I also like that sort of quilted scrapping look where I've added more pieces to it. So anyways, I know some of these videos are simple. I wanted to start simple, get more complex, and I just hope it's fun for anybody and everybody, and have fun. Go make some art. Bye-bye.